Hey bro, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Today I would like to talk about the fear that we all have of making sacrifices. So, I will start this out with my own personal story, right? So that, you could relate to this more, so that this could help you implement the same or maybe similar ta- uh, tactics that I developed in order to lose this fear of sacrifice, right? So, yeah, you know, I've started this self improvement journey 10 months ago in May 2022, and I you might probably have guessed, bro. I've sacrificed a lot of things. I've sacrificed my entire old life. I mean, I've kept some traces of it. For example, some parts of my personality from back then. I've kept some beliefs that I used to have. I've kept, I mean, you cannot like change your facial features or stuff like that. So I've kept some physical aspects, some, and yeah, but what I've kept is minimal compared to what I've changed, right? So over the last 10 months of my life, I'm 16 as of right now. Over the last 10 months of my life, I have sacrificed I've sacrificed what I used to do on a daily basis for 5, 6 years, right? So I sacrificed 5 to 6 years of my whole life, essentially, for what I have now, right? So I've sacrificed on my daily basis, right? I used to be a hardcore video gamer, so that means I used to play video games a bunch of the time. So it was a big deal for me. Video games were a big deal for me. They were a big passion, right? I was very passionate about them. I have I have several thousands of hours in video games in total. I have like 5,000 hours in video games, right? Maybe even more, probably. You know, so that was a very very meaningful part of my day. You know, video games. I've sacrificed. I'm not. Well, I part of my day was also spending time on YouTube, Discord, especially. Where I used to talk with a bunch of people who I consider my friends. Rookie mistake. So I used to have social media, video games, right? Two things. I used to masturbate. Although in the last months or so before my self improvement journey started, I actually went off of it, and I think that was a very big factor which actually led to my change. But I used to masturbate a lot, so that was something that I'm not proud of. It's been 10 months since, no, I think it's been an entire year, essentially, ever since I last fapped. So it's been 12 months or more since the last time I masturbated, okay? So I used to play video games, be on social media, Discord, YouTube, whatever, masturbate. I used to eat shit food, so that means fast food of any kind. I used to eat cheap, convenient food, right? And, I spent my time with shit people. I spent my time with people who didn't really care about me at all. I really devalued time with my family, right? So my family to me, that back then, 10 months ago, not 11 months ago, 10 months ago, they didn't mean that much to me as they do now, and, you can imagine kind of the experience, the life that I used to live. You can imagine how bad it was, right? I mean, maybe you find yourself in a lot of these things, especially in junk food, video games, and social media, right? for a lot of people as well, sadly, it's masturbation as well, you know? And there's definitely a bunch of people who have family issues. So you're not that special. No, bro, you're not that special. You know, you never were, you never will be. You know, unless you actually give yourself a reason to be special. So, you know, I used to do all those things, right? This is what I had to sacrifice. So all those 5 things that I mentioned, they used to make up my entire day, right? So from the time I would wake up at like 9, 10 a.m., sometimes 11, 12 a.m., sometimes, hell, I used to wake up at 1 p.m. and go to sleep at like 4 a.m., right? So that was my routine at some point. That was like, not my routine, that was used to be my daily hours of, you know, when I went to sleep and woke up, right? So very bad. So you can tell I had fucked up sleep, I had fucked up everything. And that was definitely not okay, right? So all those things, you know, they compounded, and they made my entire life, you know, this was my entire life over here, you know. And I started sacrificing each and every single one of those things, you know, one by one. 10 months, you know, they all slowly went away. First it was video games. I mean, from before all of it was like masturbation, right? So masturbation, porn, any kind of bullshit like that, gone, taken away, right? So it was porn, masturbation, video games, social media, you know, fuck. Alright, so it was a lot of things, you know, thought just came in my mind, you know, and I've realized, bro, that used to be my entire fucking life. A thought just came in my mind as I was putting out those, I was just thinking about all the habits that I used to do and that I sacrificed. They were my entire life. So you could say, you know, that I sacrificed my entire past for my future, you know, because one day I just decided, you know, my mind, I don't know, something in my mind just clicked like that, boom. I don't want to play video games anymore. I don't want to masturbate ever again. I don't want to be on social media with those people who don't give a fuck about me. I don't want to watch movies, go on Netflix, do whatever the fuck. I don't want to eat junk food ever again. You know, they all came at their own times, right? But essentially, I changed my life completely, you know. And you know, so you can tell that I have a lot of experience with sacrifice, right? So it took me 8 minutes and 25 seconds to tell you about all of this, because you know I want to put a very good, proper accent on how meaningful my past life was and how much I sacrificed, right, to get here. I sacrificed a lot of things. I sacrificed a lot of pleasure, a lot of instant gratification, I've sacrificed a lot of friends, a lot of people who I used to know. I've cut contact with them. I've never spoken to almost any one of the people I used to have on Discord. Never ever got in contact with them again, because I knew that they were not good for me. They were not the people who actually gave anything. They didn't care about me for anything, right? So I stopped talking to them. I moved on in my life as well. Sacrifice, you don't need to be afraid of it. You don't need to be afraid of sacrifice, because I think it is a beautiful, although it is now, you know, I'm looking back on it, bro, in the moment it was painful. I mean, fucking hell, it was painful, bro, you know? And I mean, looking back on yesterday as well, when I filmed the last video, you know, the previous video on this channel, bro, I sacrificed a relationship with my girl. I gave up the opportunity, that the quick instant pleasure that I could have had, if I just spent time with my, like, decided to spend more time with my girl and take self-improvement less seriously. Bro, I sacrificed it. I sacrificed my girlfriend, the first girl who I kissed, by the way, the first girl who I actually felt some sort of strong connection to. I sacrificed it because it was not good for me. So, I'm telling you, you don't have to be afraid of sacrifice. It's not sacrifice that you have to be afraid of. It's what could happen if you don't sacrifice. If you don't go the extra mile, you don't go the extra step, and you actually sacrifice. If you don't do it, then you should be afraid. Then you should be very, very afraid for yourself. I'm looking back on all those experiences that I've had over my self-improvement journey, and I cannot help but feel just so much more gratitude and, a sense of well-being when I think back on all the times that I sacrificed all those things, all those harmful things in my life. I cannot help but feel good. I cannot help but feel proud of myself, proud of what I achieved, proud of what I was able to do, because this is what I think resembles a part of true masculine strength as a man and true feminine strength as a woman. I think this is what has started me, what has put my baseline for my journey towards true masculinity, for my true own masculine journey. The fact that I've sacrificed those initial things which had so much they had so much resistance in my life, right? So many things in my old life, bro, those habits that I spoke about, they were my entire life, right? They were my entire life. So you can imagine how much resistance I had from people, from the world around me, from my own environment at home, anywhere else. I had to sacrifice so much. I had to literally go against the flow of everything in my life, to set things straight. And I don't feel any sense of regret, none. So if you're afraid of sacrifice because you might think, oh, I will feel some sense of regret which will just haunt me for the rest of my life, bro, no. Because in a split second, it takes one look at a person, takes one look at anybody or anything, in 99.9% of the cases, for you to know if they are worth keeping or they have to be sacrificed. It's that simple. Don't bullshit yourself. It is that simple, And, we all seem to just make excuses and, act like, no, it's harder. You have to think about it, and you know that you don't have to. Most decisions, it's better if you just take them on the spot. It's better if you just trust your gut. You trust your instinct, Because I think that you will spend, if you don't trust those things, I could have spent months and months, right, debating this decision to end things with my girlfriend, right? With the girl who I actually had my first true connection with. I could have spent months and months just debating it, obsessing over it every day in my mind, fucking me over, not letting me progress in what I actually wanted to do, not giving me the chance to do those, to, have the mental capacity to focus on what I actually wanted to do. But instead, I felt it. I'm gonna tell you truthfully, it wasn't instant for me. I thought about this for a while, yet, this is the only way that you're gonna learn. Next time I have something like this, bro, I'm gonna act on it, But I'm telling you, neither myself, I didn't do it instantly, so I understand if it's gonna be hard for you, because it's been hard for me, and it will continue being difficult, but I will sacrifice the short-term pleasure for the long-term happiness and fulfillment and achievement that I'll have, right? Don't be afraid of sacrifice. Sacrifice is very, very important, and I think sacrifice in itself, it defines self-improvement. It defines a man's life. Because you, as a masculine man, as I am trying to become more of a masculine model for myself and for the people around me, you will sacrifice so much. You will sacrifice things which you might have thought impossible to give up, right? It felt to me impossible that I could give up video games. It felt impossible to me to think that I could give up talking to my friends on Discord. Bro, I used to spend 5 hours a day talking and laughing and having the best time of my life with them, right? Best time of my life up until that point with them. I did not think for a split second that I could just throw it all away, and live a better life the other way. It did not happen. I was convinced that was not going to happen. Bro, the second I had a thought that went against it, and I actually decided to take action on it, bro, it proved true, what my gut instinct told me to do was right. So that's what I'm saying, don't, in a split second, if something in your life does not belong there. In a split second, if you have to take away something from your life to follow your true, right, meaningful mission, purpose. It. And if you're like, bro, no, I don't know, I'm just so confused about everything at the moment, bro. You're coping. You're coping, man. Think in your mind. Think of your brain. Think of all the excuses that it's making up, For once in your life, take some responsibility, take a hit to your ego, and actually think to yourself, I might not be that smart. I might not know what's best for me. I might not know what's best for my mental health. Because, bro, I've seen it all, man. I've had shit mental health for half of my life. Maybe less, right? Let's say less. For 5-6 years of my life, I've had shit mental health. Or it's been like deteriorating on and on until it became shit, right? In this time, I heard so much advice, so much goddamn advice from so many people everywhere, on social media, in person, on TV, anywhere that you'd look, just giving me all kinds of free wisdom and all kinds of convenient things to do. Bro, none of it helped me. They told me so many times. I felt so sick of Discord, of YouTube, of it, the entirety of my life, and I was told, take a break from it, bro. Come back, feel better. I took a break. I felt amazing for the split moments that I spent on my own for maybe a week or two. And then it just started getting back in my mind. I started getting back thoughts of, what those people, they're waiting for me. I should go back. What happens? I had this sense of accountability in my mind. I listened to it, which I shouldn't have. I listened to my brain when, I thought that I knew what's best for me. I didn't know. My brain did not know what's best for me. I came back, same vicious cycle, all over again. Don't listen to your brain. Don't fucking listen to your brain, bro. Most of the time, it's just bullshitting you. Most of the time, it's just against you. Most of the time, just think of where it got you. You got to this point in your life when you feel upset about yourself. You have so many regrets about the past. You have so many fears, worries for the future, and you feel horrible for the present moment, right? Your brain got you here. Your brain is single-handedly responsible for the situation that you're in. And you might say, no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like a part of it, but family as well, and circumstances, bro. Maybe they contributed to it, but in the end, it's your brain, it's your own mind, it's you, right? It's your own person that got you to this point. So now you need to take accountability for yourself, and you need to fix things, and you need to improve things, and you need to end up on such a more superior level than anyone else, because that is the way that it has to happen. That is the way it has to happen for everyone. You have to sacrifice those things in your life which don't benefit you. And stop making excuses, bro. Again, in a split second what's good for you and what's not. You know it. And if you want to keep making excuses, bro, click off the video. Go watch your fucking lesbian reacts to whatever, some fucking cartoon out there, bro. I've seen it. It's fucking horrible, man. Watch whatever fucking degenerate shit you want to watch. Okay? Go out there, waste your fucking time. Okay? Just don't. If you're still here and if you still care about what I'm saying, don't bullshit yourself. Okay? That is the most important part of all of this, I think. The fact that you stop listening to everything your mind has to say. Because I've had, I'll give you an example. For example, like just right before recording this video, I had so many things in my mind telling me, oh, don't do that. It might seem offensive to a lot of people. A lot of people might get upset because of it, and they'll click off, or they might get pissy in the comments or something like that, I said, fuck that shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Let them try to piss all over me, man. Let them just piss themselves, bro. I single-handedly, I deliberately thought to myself, I should not trust the doubts in my mind. I should not trust all those fears which got me to the point where I hated my life, Why should I trust those things? I've gone through 10 months of my life actively trying to go against those things, right, which my mind made up. Like 10 months I've went against those insecurities, against all the resistance that my mind put up, against all the barriers and walls that my mind created. I broke them all down. And there's not all of them, there's like so much more progress to be made, right? There's so much more. I'm not even close to the end result, to my desired existence. I'm not even close. And I think that's the beauty of it, bro, because I'll keep sacrificing, I'll keep improving, I'll keep seeing more freedom in my actions. I'll keep thinking so much more about my future. I'll keep working so much harder, because this is it. This is life, There's no break from this. There's no break from self-improvement. There's no breaks from self-help. If you decide to truly improve yourself, to truly help yourself without any kind of excuses, no cope, no mental masturbation, no feel-good propaganda, bro, it's gonna be for life. It's for life. And I've accepted this thing. I've accepted this condition, and I'm moving forward. I've accepted this term. And I've decided to move forward, and my life has improved in every single aspect and beyond. I've realized some things about me which I would have never even imagined before. I've I've witnessed so many beautiful things all throughout these months, you know. This is it. This is the life, you know. And you cannot get to this with fear of sacrifice. Of course you're gonna have a lot of resistance, especially if you were in my past position 10 months ago, you know, where I had so many things tied up to my old self, you know, and then I decided to make the change, right? It's gonna be hard, definitely, but it is worth it. It is worth every single every single tear that you're gonna drop, you know, every single sweat, every single, you know, everything. God, I cannot think of like some particular things, but everything that you will do, it's gonna be worth it, man. Don't be afraid of sacrifice. See sacrifice as a must do in order to reach your goal. Without sacrifice, you will not get there. Without sacrificing so much of your old life, you will not get to where you want to be. No chance. And I think we should all accept this, you know, and it's still in my mind sometimes, you know, I'm telling you, sometimes I still struggle with it, you know. So you're not alone by any means, you know. I know what you're going through, and I relate to you, and that's why I'm speaking about those things, because I know that I can provide some value to this, you know, to your own journey, because I want to see you grow, you know. You right now, I want to see you grow. I want to see you improving yourself. I want to see you happy. I want to see you journaling. I want to see you waking up early, working out, meditating, spending time with beautiful people, improving your relationship with your family, you know, doing all those beautiful things. You know, I want to see you do those things, because it would be so beautiful to have other people practice what I've done for the past 10 months, because, you know, it's been hard. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, it's been a little bit difficult over the last 10 months, you know, to just know about this movement and about all those things and see everyone around me in the opposite way. You know, I'm the only one that's slowly going against the tide, and it's getting harder and harder and harder, and I'm feeling more resistance. Yet I'm doing it, you know. I want more people on this journey with me, you know. So this is why I'm trying to reach out to you, because I want you to be my friend, you know. I want to be your friend, but in order to do that, we need to become high quality people, both of us, or else we cannot ever relate to each other. We can never actually be friends, you know? You can do this, man. I know you can, you know? And don't be afraid of sacrifice, you know? Don't be afraid of sacrifice, man. It's honestly, it's a beautiful thing, you know? In the end, when you look back on it, bro, I feel so grateful for what I did for myself. I feel so amazing knowing that I've gotten so far, you know. I'm just gonna keep improving every day, bro. It's beautiful. It is an experience which has saved my life, I think, you know. And I wish the same for you. I wish that what I do here, what you will do for yourself, I wish that it will help you and change your life. But that can only happen with you. You know, I'm saying those things, but it's you who has to make the actions in the end. It's you who has to sacrifice what you know you have to sacrifice. Don't bullshit yourself, bro. Come on. Give me a kiss, bro. Come on. Bye bye.
Mwah.